Hey folks, it's Rivka here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator here in Boulder Canyon. We've got 3,800 litres left on that bale there. It's slowly feeding into our 9 sheep. Slowly, but it is getting there. And we get another sheep in 92 hours. We will get more soon. We've got 71 in there. We're going to have another sheep in that pen in another 15 minutes. Which doesn't really matter at the moment. Our barley has reached maximum price, which means that we're going to sell some. Now, what we've kind of said with the selling, that trailer over there, we don't own that trailer. That is simply for measuring out quantities of barley. I said is a 45,000 litre capacity on a trailer, something that would seem to be about right. And a number of people said that, yes, actually that's not bad. What you would likely get in the States is not any kind of road train. You would get more like, hang on, I don't want to go there. You would get more like one of these. Let me go over to them. Like these here, the Load King there, or the Wilson trailer. Something like this. This one's got a double hopper. A double hopper bottom on it like that, so the grain just falls out the bottom down there. And having that split in half, this one only takes 60,000 litres, but it wouldn't be out of the way to have each half of that trailer with a capacity of 45,000 litres, which is what our trailer has got here. This one has a capacity of 45,000, so we're going to start loading that one up. So a total capacity of 90,000, and having your trailer come along and fill up with one of those hoppers, having the merchant's trailer come along, and he would fill up with one of those hoppers, get a whole load of grain going on. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. It's quite a struggle to move this once he fills up with 45,000 litres. So, yeah, having that, we can sell it in lots of 45,000. And a merchant is unlikely to come along and take anything if we've got less than 40,000 in there for sale. So, we would say that we wouldn't sell anything less than 40,000 in one go. If he's come up and he's picked up one load, he would very likely, mostly fill up a second one. So what I've actually said, in order to make this a little bit more of a challenge for us, is it has to be a minimum of 45,000, and then if he's going to take a second one, the second one can be filled to just 40,000 litres, and so on. I hope that kind of makes sense. If it doesn't, I apologise. I know what I mean, sort of. So essentially, we've got a merchant coming up and taking our crop 45,000 litres at a time. That's basically what we've got going on here. It will take 45,000 litres at a time, and in order to avoid overcomplicating things, which I am so easily able to do, I can complicate anything. A comment came up yesterday on one of the videos about me apparently making things rather complicated. And yes, I do have a tendency to overcomplicate things. But, and I said on the comment, in my own defense, I can overcomplicate a bowl of cornflakes. So I feel that I should get some credit to the fact that I don't completely overcomplicate everything, because I do actually manage to play these games without grinding to a complete halt. And I do think that that should be recognised. I think that effort should be recognised there somewhere. But anyway, so what we've got here is we've got 2 trailer loads at 45,000 litres each. What I'm going to say is that we have a minimum quantity of 45,000 litres. Right, that's what I'm going to say, is that we've got a minimum quantity of any grain that we want to sell has got to be a full trailer load. If we want to sell any more than that, then the final trailer load can be between 40 and 45. Other than that, we're not allowed to sell it. Right? We can only sell it basically in lots of 45,000. Just to keep it reasonably simple, we say lots of 45,000, but if we've got more than 40,000 litres for a single load, then yes, we could do that. So long as it's not the first one. The first one must be a minimum of 45. Right? Does that make sense? I think that I've sort of simplified that reasonably well. I probably haven't, but still, I have tried. I've tried to simplify it as reasonably well as I can, I think. I don't think I've done too bad. So this one here, we don't own this one. It's not actually a part of the farm. It's not even here, right? It's just what we're simply using to measure out our grain. So I'm going to leave that one there. It's just being used to measure out the grain. It doesn't actually get used for anything else whatsoever. If a merchant was to turn up, we wouldn't have to take it over across the yard like that. He would just go under the spout with his big lorry and trailer, and everything would be all tickety-boo. So, yeah. We've sold that. We have now got remaining 43,000 litres, which we could sell if we wanted to, because we've just sold a load of it. So it would take that as well. I'd be happy for that. But I'm not going to have that, because I want to keep that lot for our chickens. We want to make sure that we got some food left over for the chickens. So we will hold on to that bit. Wool over here is 1,108. So it's actually gone up again. It was... Oh, no, it hasn't. No, it hasn't gone up again. It's still stayed the same. I've got 1,000 litres there, and then we're going to have a little bit more besides. The sheep could do with a little bit of cleaning, but to be honest, I don't think it really matters all that much. I'm thinking what we'll do is we will get our stump grinder on. We will clear away a few stumps here. And then, there's not really a great deal else that I want to do just yet. I've got now $130,000, which is great. It does mean that we've got a bit more money to go towards everything else that I want to get. I haven't quite got everything that I want yet. We're going to want another sheep pen. Okay, we're gonna be wanting another sheep pen on top of the one that we've already got. And that will come along at some point, but we don't need to worry about that one just yet. The one that we've got right now is sufficient to keep us going for quite a bit. We'll sell the small sheep pen and we'll buy a large chicken pen there instead. So we're going to... We shouldn't need any extra money in order to get that. Selling that sheep pen should easily cover the cost of the large chicken pen, and I'm also hoping that it will cover the cost of the chickens as well. One thing that I would like to get, I was thinking about it, is whether I should get something to clean up in front of all of the pens that we've got. Right, whether I should go and, do the whole wood chips thing that we did in... the Ravenport series. If I was to have wood chips all over the place, not all over the place, in front of the feed areas, it would mean that we wouldn't have to worry about doing the feeding. Not the feeding. We wouldn't have to worry about cleaning up the pens. It does mean that you don't get that food because it's not food that comes out of the trough as such. What happens is the game generates more food. The game actually generates additional food that you can use. You pick it up and you put it into your pens. Now, yes, the game is generating that, so it's an intended game mechanic, but you could also look at it that it's, it's a little bit of a cheat. If you're using that, you're getting additional food for your animals. Whereas if we were to go and put wood chips down there to stop that additional food from spawning, then it's going to completely stop it from happening. What I'd really like, what I would really actually prefer is the Lely Juno. The little feeder robot that we used to use. That one was so wonderful. That was such an amazing little robot. It was absolutely fantastic. Right, what I'm going to do now is I'm fast-forwarding time at 120 times speed. We're going to go right the way through to the evening, skip the night, and then we should be ready to do the harvest in the morning. It's very likely, actually, that we'll be ready to do the harvest before then. We'll be ready to do the harvest probably mid-afternoon. I reckon it's going to change before we're finished over here. So I'm going to just turn around a little bit. Like that. And on a little bit further. Right, there's nothing there. I've got a few more tree stumps down over the side I'll go and deal with in a second. Just get this one back here. There. And then we've got these over this side. We want to clear up. Need to make sure that I don't go too close to the... Well, actually, I don't think it's going to make any difference. I've been thinking I don't want to go too close to the bales, just in case this one gets rid of them. Because I think this one will actually get rid of trees. I'm not entirely sure about that, but yeah, I want to be a little bit careful about going too close to the bales. When I suppose I could try it with one of the trees just to see if it does actually get rid of it. Let's try a small one. A small tree. There's a small tree. That one there is quite a small tree. If I go up near that tree, is it actually going to eliminate the tree completely? Apparently not. Right, I suppose I could lower it down, see if that makes anything. No. I suppose if I angled it, I might be able to get it to do it. I don't want to. That's the point here, as I don't want it to actually do that. So long as it's not going to do that, that would be absolutely great. I do have the track that I'd like to do some more work on along the edge of the field, but I am going to wait until after we've done the harvest to do that one. And then once we have done the harvest, once that's out of the way, then I will deal with that track all the way along there. We'll make that one. We will also do the other little bits of landscaping that I want to do around the yard. Mostly that's like adding stuff in to stop the tractors wanting to drive off the edge of the field near the yard. And also to stop me from driving off to one side. I keep driving over the steep part as I come out of the field. And I don't want to be doing that anymore. So if I put something there, that's going to stop me from being quite so ridiculous. No more space for wool. Alright, let's slow that down to just 1 times a second. I'll take this one out. It's going to be no more space over on the bit over there. Oh, it's got 3 pallets. Yeah, because of the angle of it, you can see the angle that the wool pallets are spawning. It's a little bit strange there. Right, are there any more? I don't see any more. Turn that one off a second. I think that's all of the tree stumps here. I don't see any more there. Right, so I will go and get those 3 pallets. And well, we've been saying, it's 10,000 litres at a time. So I'm only going to have 3,000 litres over there because those are 1,000 litre pallets each. So I don't think it would be a good idea to go and sell those, actually. No, that's going against the rules that I've laid out for the series. So, despite the fact that I've gone and put the wool pallets over on the other pen, and I'm busy using them elsewhere, so technically I can't, I don't think that I should be selling these. I think that we want to grab those a minute. We hitch on this trailer. We'll run round here. We will pick up those wool pallets, and we will just hold them. We're going to have to wait until the wool drops in price and then comes back up again, because these I can't sell. I don't have 10,000 litres, so I'm not going to do it. Right? We need to stick with our rules. We'll go and get that. I got a load of grass there in front of the sheep pen that we could use. I could go and pick that up. I'm not going to. I'm going to bring this trailer back over here now. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to unload these pallets onto the trailer. I'm going to just leave this tractor hooked onto it for a minute. Right. There, I've unloaded them onto the trailer. I'll put the straps on and I'll leave it like that. And we will start fast-forwarding time a little bit more. Yeah, I've got all of that grass over there. And I'm not using it up very quickly here because I've only got 9 sheep over here. So what I'll do is I will go and I will tidy up the grass in front of those sheep so that productivity goes back up again. Because at the moment, productivity is going to be down. And I don't really want that. Yeah, at the moment, productivity is on 95%. Cleanliness is at 50%. So what I'll do is I will pick up the grass that is over here. And I can tip it in front of the other pen. It's just not going to actually do any good. It's not going to be any benefit to tipping it over there. Not that that matters, I suppose. We'll try lifting that one up a little bit more. There we go. Like that. And there we have it. Right, so I'm not going to tip that 400 litres into that pen. I'm going to take it over here. I suppose I could... Well, I'll hold on to it for a minute. There's not much point in doing anything else, so we will keep that on the fork for a minute, like that. And now we will go faster, like this, and then we will go and skip the night. We've got water and stuff in that one. That's 3,700 litres. The corn, the soybeans over there, they're ready to harvest now. So we're kind of waiting around, really. I will wait till 8 o'clock. Actually, you know what? We don't have to wait until 8 o'clock. What I can do is I can come back down like this to a sensible time. Oh. I've got to wait until 7 o'clock to be able to go to sleep. Is it 7 or is it 8? It might be that I can't go to sleep until 8 o'clock. Let's see. Right, 7 o'clock in the evening. You do usually have to... Ah, there we go. Right. 7 until 7, so I want 12 hours of sleep, like that. Take us through until early morning. So we knocked off a little bit early today, admittedly. And now it's raining, which means I can't do anything over in the field, at least, because it's hoofing it down with rain, which is not much good. That's not really what we wanted. We'll go and have a look over here. Excuse me. Fortunately, we're not playing the season, so we don't lose anything in the field like that. Cleanliness is down over here. I've got to do something about that. Your cleanliness is 73%. You've got still 2 bales worth of food in there. I'm kind of thinking that as soon as the rain stops, I will be changing things around over here. Right? Everything is going to be changing as soon as the rain stops. So I'm going to be cutting grass. I'm going to be making more hay. I've got some bales of hay. So I'm thinking that we'll just sacrifice the hay that we've got in here. We'll give it up as a lost cause. So we'll keep the time on 5 times speed. You can stay there for a minute because I'll probably end up getting a little bit more in the way of wool just before we're finished. Another little pallet. 73 sheep. I get another one in 8 hours. That's all right. We'll have moved by then. So wool is now down. That's dropped way down. And barley has dropped down as well. Beans have dropped down to 956, but we know that they were well over 1,300. I think they were like 13.6. Yeah, 1360 something. I can't remember now. But we know that we can get over $1,350 per 1,000 litres for beans. We know that's a thing that we can do. So we will keep that in mind. Now, in order to get these sheep out of here, I'm going to be driving across the grass. So it's going to make a little bit of mud today as we go bouncing in through here and over and back a few times. That's just going to have to be an accepted thing. So I'll bring you into here. Now, ordinarily, you wouldn't do this in real life, right? We wouldn't have had to pay for this stock trailer at all, but we've not used a stock trailer. Right, I can't lower it. No, I don't want to do that. You have to press X. You have to unfold it. You have to fold it like that. You can't open the door. You can take the roof off if you want to, but I'm not going to because we're not going very far. In real life, you would just move these. You just open the gate and then you would herd them over into the next one. But we can't do that. That's not an option for us. So we need to move over all of the sheep that we can now. How many can we carry in this trailer? I can't remember. The livestock trailer is full. Right. Confirm. So then we unfold and we lift it back up again. How many is it? I genuinely can't remember. Does it tell us if we count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. 10 sheep at a time. That's not very many. Considering the size of this trailer, 10 sheep is not very many. I'll be honest with you. That is a very tight trailer, that is. That is a very confined space. We'll put those into here. And we will start moving them over. So that will give us 19 sheep in this pen. Confirm. There. And then we go on round and we do it again. I'm just going to keep driving around this circle, I think, for now. I think that would be the best way to do this. So go up round here. Up this is the rough patch up this side. And then we get the next load of sheep loaded up. I'm thinking I ought to be... Let's have 15 times speed on the clock up there, just to speed it up a little bit more, and lower that one down, and then load up the next lot. So there's another 10 sheep going in here. Move those over. So yeah, we're gonna have, it's gonna take a minute or two to be able to get these all across the road, but we're gonna move them all across the road. We're gonna keep all of the sheep that we've got, and we put them all in here, and that way we shouldn't really need to worry about going to buy in more sheep. I was actually seriously considering buying a few more sheep, just to increase the rate of production a little bit. I thought that might be a pretty good thing to go and do, because I thought it would, like, up our money a nice amount, right? And we'd then be closer to getting a second sheep pen a lot faster. And we know that wool is a good source of income in the base game. In seasons, you do get wool. Like, I've got merino sheep now in the time-lapse series, and yeah, they're absolutely great and all. You know, we should unfold it when we come down. Probably help if I actually went... I just drove right round in a complete circle. Yeah, in seasons, the merinos in there, they give wool at 4 times the rate of other sheep. But you don't get that much wool from them at all. The majority of the money that you get from your from sheep is from selling lambs. So it's a different way of doing it. And I've sort of made a mistake to start with, that I've not really been focusing on that very much. I was thinking, oh, we're going to be wanting wool production. So I went for the merino sheep and mostly filled the pen up. So I missed out on quite a few lambs that would have been born. Now, merinos don't produce that many lambs anyway. So it's a bit slower, and you do get more wool coming from them. But I still didn't get that much wool. I'll be honest, that there wasn't all that much wool coming from them. So sheep is done completely different with seasons. And I will be looking at that in another series. Not the super hardcore. Super hardcore, I'm not wanting to use seasons on it. I prefer doing it with the base game settings. But yeah, we will be looking at sheep with seasons in another regular Let's Play series. After I finish doing the Tyrolean Alps one, the large scale one that we're doing. So after I do that one, then we'll look at sheep on a different one. But I've still got the sheep going in the time-lapse at the moment, and I'll probably end up doing those slightly differently and maybe expanding on them so that I focus a bit more on producing the lambs. Because you get the lambs, they all turn up in the very early spring, and then by the beginning of summer, you've got a load of fat lambs there, and you want to try and get the lambs sold as quickly as you possibly can. So that you make as much money as possible, because the price drops steadily from late spring all the way through until the end of summer. So, yes, the weight of the lambs that I was selling was going up through the beginning of summer, but the price for them was going down. And I think I balanced it reasonably well, but the merino is a bit of a slow-growing breed of sheep. So what you really want in order to be able to maximize money from sheep for seasons is you want to get one of the fastest-growing varieties of sheep. So, and they also have, like, lots of lambs. I think it's the Suffolks. They're fast-growing. They're very prolific as well, so they produce a lot of lambs. But they cost a lot of feed. So you've got to produce a lot of feed in order to keep them going. But that's just, you know, if you've got plenty of grass around, you're not going to have a problem with that. Producing feed is not an issue. You can make a load of hay, and then you've got them sorted. But working with the... sort of working with the seasons like that, if you've got all of these Suffolks, then by the end of spring, you should have a whole load of lambs that then you can go and sell. You make a load of money out of it. And I really like that aspect of it. I think that is done really, really well. Base game, however, yes, we still have sheep that we can sell, and we will be able to do that if, you know, once we start getting excess sheep, we will start selling some of them off. But at the moment, we don't have excess sheep. So we will be able to have some that we can say, well, it's our lambs that we're getting. But the primary source of income that comes from sheep is, without a doubt, it's the wool. It's always the wool, isn't it? So we want to focus on here. Hang on, I forgot to lower it down so that it was ready. So we want to do that, then do that. So we've got 3 more loads to do. 2 full loads, and then 3 more sheep to move as well. There we go. We'll take that and move these over. It's still, I've got 15 times, so I'm going to go up to 60 times speed now on the time scale. Let's get this moving. See if we can get some. Now, it's interesting now, the bale has disappeared. That's all gone in for the sheep. They're going to need the rest of the hay that we've got there. And, well, before I go dumping hay in, though, I'm going to, oops, lower that one down like that. There. Before I go dumping the rest of the bales of hay in, I will clean up all of the grass that we've got lying around and put that in for the sheep. Pick that one up. 2 more loads. 1 full load, and then 3 sheep left over, and then that's it. They've got water over on the other side. They've got some food now. Actually, we could do with jumping out of the tractor and just turning the water tap on over there. Let's check it. Let's just see what we've got. We got 1,600 litres of water. We're all right at the moment for water. And then these guys over here, 0 cleanliness, 2,500 litres of water, and 16,000 litres of grass. So they've got 2 bales, or they did have 2 bales in there. That's going to be wasted. We're going to end up wasting all of that. But I'm fed up with waiting to move the sheep. I'm kind of fed up with waiting for this now, so I want to get it done. There we go. I've been looking at this for ages and thinking, I really want to move these sheep. Now we've got this pen, I want to get them all over there and get that bit done. I can see that we've got a sunshine picture in the background there, but we still haven't actually got the sunshine yet. It'd be great if we could get sunshine over here. So let's put in some more sheep. You know, I'm going to end up running out of water for these, and then they're going to lose a bit of condition. I really hope that they don't. Right. There's them. And then I got one more load to do, which is these last 3 sheep in here, and then this pen is completely done with. I will clean up the last little bit that we've got lying there, the last bit of food that's lying in front of it. We will pick up these wool pallets over here as well with our trailer there. Let's lower that one down and load those 3 like that. Lift that one back up. And there we go. We have moved all of the sheep from one side of the road to the other. We now have all of our sheep in the new pen. That is now done. All of them, every single one is over in there, or it will be in a second. So let's lower that one down there. Sheep are now moved. 1, 2, 3. We've got 82 sheep in the same, all in the same pen. There we go. All finished. I'm just going to run over this side. Food is kind of ticking by. It's doing all right at the moment. But what we haven't got is water. So we want to put a bit of water in there for them. That'll keep them going. They're all right for food for a minute. I'll go and put this stock trailer away somewhere. I'm not quite sure I'm going to put it. This is the sort of thing that most farmers that I know wouldn't put under cover. So what we'll do is we'll put it down here beside the sheep, I think. Right, this is not the sort of thing that would end up going undercover. They wouldn't put it in a shed. They'd put the cover over the top and they'd leave it outside somewhere in a corner. You know, then they wouldn't necessarily put a cover over it. You know, a lot of farmers would just park up an old stock trailer and just leave it there, all open to the elements and everything. So stock trailers they do tend to be ones that don't get a lot of love from the owner. It's got to be said that they don't necessarily get treated all that well by the owner. We'll go and pick you up there. And then I will spin back round. And go and get the other 3 pallets that are lying over there. It's 2 full pallets and a part one. So we got 5,000 litres of wool on this side. And then once we've got some full pallets over the other side, we'll be ready to sell some stuff, some wool. So I want to load that onto there. And then I want to bring you up here like this. There we go. Stop loading. Unload onto the trailer. Do that. Turn around here. So I'll go and park this one up again. Then we can get our tractor there and we can scrape up the last of the grass that's in front of the sheep pen. And then we're going to be wanting to set... It's middle of the hour... Well, it's not middle of the hour. It's lunchtime now. It's middle of the day. It's lunchtime now, and we're still hooving it down with rain. I'm just about out of time for today's episode. We've got just enough time to clean things up here a little bit. So we'll take you. And I will first up clean up what's over here in front of this pen. So I'll come over here like this. And I come down here. We'll scrape this through. Because we're running out of food here. We're going to have to be a little bit careful with it. Go up through there like that. There we go. Thank you very much. And then we can bring that back over that way and we can just dump it out. Right, so there is another 800 litres of food gone in for the sheep. And I come back over here and I pick up the last of the scrapings in front of this pen. Like this. Got to get it right. You got to get the angle of the fork just right, otherwise it doesn't quite pick it up. Another 250. So that's 1,000 litres of grass right there. That's not bad going, really. 83 sheep in here. Actually, I'm just going to get the rest of that grass that's there. It's not very much, but there is a little bit. And as we get more sheep, well, it's basically as we get more animals overall, is that you kind of don't want to spend quite so long doing the cleaning of stuff like that. It starts to get rather tedious, having to constantly go through and scrape everything out. Can you let me go? There we go. So yeah, it does get a bit tedious having to go through and scrape everything out. How are you doing now? 7,700. We're full on water. We get another sheep in an hour and a half, which will make up to 83. I can put these 3 bales in for the sheep without any trouble. And I do think that we want to get a wood chipper. Right, we're not going to be doing the harvest today. The harvest will be tomorrow. I do think that we want to get a wood chipper up here so that we can start putting wood chips in front of the animal pens. It does, yeah, we're generating a bit of extra grass, but it's not a huge amount. And we're going to have chickens here, we'll have a second sheep pen, and quite frankly, it's going to get rather tedious to be constantly having to do this. So I would rather just get rid of the whole thing, and just cover it with wood chips. Yes, the Lely Juno would definitely be better. Right, the ultimate mod, I thought that was. I thought it was such an amazing mod, and I'm so disappointed still that it hasn't been converted over, and I will probably always be a little bit disappointed that it's not been converted over. I will probably always just weep a tiny little bit every time I think about it. 15 minutes and we get another sheep right there. So that's 11:45 at the moment. So we're now getting more than 2 sheep a day. Right? I mean, yeah, it's only an extra 30 minutes on it at the moment, but... And there we go, next animal in 11:45. It didn't change that time there. Interesting. Well, I'll be interested to see what the number goes up to once we reach maximum capacity in the pen, but we don't go maximum. The one thing I liked about FS17 was you didn't have a maximum capacity, so you could put 500 sheep into one pen, and you wouldn't have any danger of the animals not being able to reproduce. The way it is now... We have to keep our animals at, say, 204. We got a capacity of 250, haven't we? But we'd have to keep a close eye on it and not let, you know, once it reaches 249, we need to alter it back down again. Now, I look over here. Large sheep pasture, yeah, 250. That's what that one will take. With 1,700... So let me slow time down like this. I've run out of time for today, so I won't do the selling of the sheep pen today. We will do that in tomorrow's episode. So tomorrow we will sell this sheep pen, we will buy a large chicken pen, and then we will order the installation of the water tomorrow as well. And then that will be installed the following day, and then after the water has been installed, then we will... see about actually buying the chickens and getting those egg pallets over there in front of them as well. We're also tomorrow going to start on our bean harvest. Let's have a look at the prices. See what we're doing. 956 still for beans. That one's down, but it doesn't really matter at the moment. And if we look back through here, wool is still down at 865. We're making hay this time round, so prices don't matter for that. Silage is 267, which isn't too bad. But yeah, so we're making hay this time. We're not actually going to be doing anything different with that. So that one over there will be food for the sheep. So if you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.